This is a review of the Donner DED-200. Let's get started with a quick demo. Just as a disclaimer, Donner, the company, sent me on a free sample of this kit so that I could try it out, but my opinions are my own. After playing around with the Donner DED-200, I have to say that it is a pretty well put together beginner budget electronic drum set. The build quality overall of this kit is quite decent, and the pads and basic drum module definitely make for a pretty respectable entry-level kit. It's quite a sturdy kit. It has good quality mesh pads, a pretty good kick tower, in fact above average in terms of kick towers for this level of set, and it's very good for beginners and it's pretty quiet to play. On the other hand, the drum module is not amazing. It's a bit awkward to use at times, and playing very fast rolls, as you will see here, can be a little bit clunky. So let's go on for some more demonstrations of this electronic drum set, and I can get on to more of my verdicts after that. So as you can see, it is quite a decent budget electronic drum set. It obviously does not compare against the likes of the higher end Roland, Yamaha, or even the higher end Alesis sets, but it is pretty good for its value. The pads are quite responsive, although possibly a little bit clunky if you're going very, very fast, as you could see from the faster rolls that I was playing. But this is quite consistent with a lot of the other entry-level kits out there. The drum module is probably the biggest disadvantage of this kit. Overall, it does the job for a basic module, but it is a little bit awkward to switch between kits. For example, when you're switching between kits and want to move to the next one, it seems to lose context of where it is and you have to go back to the very start, which is just a little bit awkward, but you can certainly get the hang of it pretty quickly. The kick tower, I think, is one of the best parts about this kit, and it's very sturdy and well put together and just feels very decent to play on. The overall sound on this kit is pretty consistent with a lot of entry-level electronic kits, and the assembly of it was quite decent. There were some very good instructions, above average instructions, I must say. It's a reasonably well adjustable kit. The drum rack is relatively good, and it comes with enough space that you can move things around. I'm quite a tall drummer, so I found that pretty good. This kit it's certainly not silent. Almost like basically no electronic drum set is silent, but overall it's quite quiet. The only way that this would be slightly louder than other electronic drum sets would be if you compare it against the likes of the Alesis Turbo Mesh, which has a kick trigger as opposed to a kick tower. But that said, I still prefer to have the kick tower like you have on this kit. So in terms of other accessories you'll need, it came with reasonably usable 5A sized drumsticks, which I think are perfectly fine to use as a starting point. And you'll need to either use a set of headphones. Any regular headphones will work for this. It uses a regular headphone auxiliary jack, or alternatively you can hook this into a drum amp. You can also use the auxiliary connection on this module to feed in backing track or some music, and then that will also go to the headphones or drum amp as you want it. So that's quite a standard feature, but it is useful also. It also includes MIDI features where you can use this as a MIDI controller for on your DAW. So you can use this to trigger things like Superior Drummer or Addictive Drums, for example, if you want to have just overall a far superior sounds. So that's my overall conclusion of this electronic drum set. As I've already said, I think this is quite a good electronic drum set for budget-conscious drummers. It is relatively limited if you compare it against the mid to higher range, but overall it's a decent set with good adjustability. It has very decent mesh pads, mesh pads for the price, a very decent kick tower, and my main criticism of this would be just the overall user experience of the drum module, which I think they did not put a massive amount of effort into. And playing very fast rolls can just be a little bit clunky at times. But again, this is pretty consistent with this budget range of electronic drum sets. So if you want to see a review in a little bit more detail, then you can check out the link in the description on the Electronic Drum Advisor website, which goes into that in more detail. Also, links are in the description. Thanks for watching.